Subtle skills, big results.
Welcome to the Ninja Selling Podcast.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ninja Selling Podcast. He's Garrett, I'm Matt, and we have a fun topic for you today, mostly born out of what we're seeing in the public forums, as we'll call it, social media, emails, and Facebooks, and all of the things, because everybody's getting their 5-star awards, Garrett. It's, hey, I'm top realtor, I'm this, and it plays into, well, what do people care about? How do you actually show the value of what you do? Does that actually help? Or is there something else that we could probably focus our attention on to make things great? So all the usual intro stuff, play the prior episode, you'll hear it. But Garrett, how are you today, man?
I'm good, man. But Matt took the easy way out. Just listen to another episode if you want to hear the intro.
Totally took the easy way out. You'll get it on the outro, Facebook group, ninjaselling.com, all that stuff.
Yeah, how'd you get your listenership up? Oh, I just sent him to other episodes for the intro. It's awesome.
It's actually not a bad idea.
If you didn't like that intro, click on another one. Listen to another one. You can just keep going down the line.
They're different every time.
So, I am excited to go down this path with you today, Matt, because again, it's funny. I used to always look at all the awards and all the stuff and all the magazines that can get published and articles that you can be put into and, spotlighted and featured in. And I used to always step back and be like, okay, so who is that really for? Who's really acknowledging it and going like, oh my gosh, look at the level they're playing at. And there is a side of me, this is going to irritate some people out here, but I hope you roll with me, that I think it's almost more for the internal realtor community than it is for the actual consumer and customers and database that we have. Yes, there's some of our database that's going to reach out and be like, oh my gosh, congratulations. I saw that. You're really doing great out there. Like a mom cheering on their kid at the baseball park. Maybe that's going to happen. Way to go, son. There's that element, and I think we get even more out of it of being able to show our peers what we accomplished and that we're in this thing and we're doing this stuff. When you brought this up, Matt, about showing our value and really what is the best way to show our value and how should we get that element of energy out there, and is that the best way? And obviously, again, you brought this topic up. I've just kind of bit onto it a little bit here, but you brought this topic up, and I think it's great because I think it's kind of misleading. Newer realtors coming into the marketplace, sometimes we look up to our upper peers and we go, oh, well, that's the way. I got to get to that level that I'm in that magazine. I'm offered in here. I'm getting these types of recommendations because that will show the general public that I'm great. There's better ways.
There is, and what I usually see some of these posts paired with is there's some comments, and there's other posts that have comments, and there's no engagement back. It's like, well, what's the great way in public forum? And I use the word public forum because social media is just, it depends on how you use it, I guess, but it's just an online version of, the public square, so to speak. And the best value is shown when there's engagement, when you get to have conversation with people. And so there's the one element of just posting, I'm awesome, with nothing to follow it up with, which is, come on. But then there's I'm going to post some interesting stuff and then not follow that up either when people start to engage. And so when I think about showing your value in these spaces, the best way you can do it is to engage people, to have conversation, to respond to them when they comment on something that you posted, even if it is like, hey, I'm so grateful for this. I don't have a problem necessarily, Garrett, with people sharing stuff. I think it's great. And I love to see people win. I really do. It's just when it is done in a way where it's just like, oh, this is good. Because the intention sometimes behind people is, I'm going to post this. People are going to see it. And then they're going to want to call me to list their house or buy real estate. And it's like, no.
And let me back up why I'm a little jaded on this. And maybe I've been around it for a little too long. There's too many awards, 5-star tattoos you can get or whatever it looks like that were purchased or were manipulated. And, the amount of emails I've received over the years of please vote for me because this is going to get me this thing. And I have never done business with this realtor, and they're in another marketplace and they're just blasting it out to all their people. And I'm going like, I kind of feel obligated to be like, they're awesome. And there's another side of me going like, what am I doing? Like, I shouldn't feel that. And so there is some manipulation around some of those. And that's where a little bit of my, I guess my angst comes around a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Where I think that there are better ways that the general public will respond to even on a higher level. And the general public doesn't realize that those things are manipulated, which I think bothers me even more.
Oh yeah. Well,
it's not like everybody's in the game.
Yeah, the things that you pay for, man, and that exists not just in real estate, by the way. It's all over the place. Paid for placements in licensed brand names. I won't mention any names today on things like that, but there are programs where people buy in and they make it look like they're part of something, but they're really just part of the licensed brand of that thing. And these things might make us feel good. Other thing are like certain stats, right? Like the consumer doesn't really know what $1 million producer means. And it could mean a lot of different things, depending on how you actually define that and calculate that. And so those things don't become a value for one, but then two, throwing it out there without engaging the people who are connecting with it, now we're just missing out on opportunity. And so when it comes to like, okay, if you're going to be in these public forums and you're going to share stuff, let's share stuff that one provides value that people can consume and go, oh, that's interesting or that's entertaining. And then engage those people. Go seek them out. In fact, less posting, more reaching out. So when we talked last episode, getting distracted by the scroll, how many people, raise your hand out there, scroll and don't do a thing? You just consume the content. You don't react to it. You don't comment on it. You just consume it. You are missing a major opportunity of showing some value by praising somebody, by commenting, by replying in a way that's meaningful, not just like a thumbs up, but saying, hey, that was an awesome moment that you shared right there. So whatever it is, you can create so much value by engaging those interactions. It's unbelievable. And that's really how you show your value.
You made a great comment a second ago, which we were talking about social media platforms like a town square. And I started to think about like a farmer's market is what I could relate it to in my mind. And you can walk into any farmer's market and scroll around the grounds and check out all the different booths and all what people have got going on. And the farmer's market stands when you're walking past and there's a crowd of people standing around it and they're all talking and they're all pointing at like what's going on. And you're like, well, what the hell they got going on over there? Like, maybe I should go check that out. Like, they've obviously got something good. They got a whole bunch of people that are really interested in it. And there's the other one, 2 stands down that's got nobody there. And we just walk right on past it and we don't engage that one at all. That level of engagement, whether you're passing by a post and it says, oh, there's 50 comments on this post, it definitely makes you stop and want to go like, well, what is so engaging about this? And then we can either, just as you said, Matt, just consume information, read through it all and be like, that was interesting, and just kind of walk past like you might at the farmer's market. Or you can come in and engage the conversation, put your own thoughts on the page, comment on other people's thoughts, congratulate people for where they're coming out with their mindset. They will engage you back, by the way. They're already an engager. Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Sure. They're already there. And now you're connecting with them in that moment where they will talk to you. And I think that it's an opportunity to bring more stuff to life. Now, this goes back, Matt, to like what how this thing all started out today, or our episode. And I always look back as like, you'd much rather have other people talking about you and other people raving about you than a lot of these awards and stuff that we're always so intrigued about getting our name attached to and being able to send out. One of them is us sending stuff out about ourselves. The other one is what other people are saying about us and what we're building. And the other, what people are saying about us, way better platform for showing people what your value is. But Matt, as you're saying, you have to engage these places to get that stuff to come to life.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
if I'm hearing you correct.
Absolutely. 100%. If you don't engage these places, you're missing out on a whole lot, because people, I mean, when it comes down to value, right? I mean, if we know why people pay for something, they pay for something that brings them pleasure or solves a problem. Outside of that, what brings people value is making people feel good, right? Making people feel heard, making people feel validated. If somebody else is posting something in a forum, or if they're in a public forum saying something, they want to be heard, right? And so let's seek them out and tell them that they are heard versus trying to get out there with our megaphone. And also, and listen, and I get this too, that we want to be heard as well. That's why we're posting these things. That's why we go out there and say that. And so I'm not saying you should diminish your own pursuit of validation, but maybe just take a step back and go validate somebody else before you go seek out your own, because you're going to just switch that whole value dynamic into your favor. Well, I guess into the other person's favor, which then comes back to your favor, because if people like to reciprocate, when you're engaging them, they will then engage you. Does that make sense?
Well, and there's two types of value we're talking about here, Matt. One is that us telling the world how great we are and wanting to showcase it. And the other one is somebody else telling the world how great you are and wanting to showcase it. Take every opportunity you can when they come up, when somebody says something incredible about you, when somebody raves about your service. A lot of times we kind of just take it and we go like, oh, I'm just so happy I could provide that. Where you're better off seeing if you can gather some of those great little moments, those audio clips, get them to write it down. Say, hey, would you mind sharing that with me in an email about what your experience was? I would much rather hear from somebody else about how incredible you are than an award that you're excited to tell me about. That I don't even know what that award means. I mean, I guess you're the best of the East Bay. Okay. What does that mean? Like,
well, it becomes an echo chamber too. If you're just posting those types of things, the people who are going to cheer you on are the people who already cheer you on, which is great. And it feels good, but it's just an echo chamber. I firmly believe you're not attracting any new clients by telling the public forums how great you are. You're not. That's just my opinion.
I'm right there. I think I think it's just kind of overplayed. And realtors, and I don't mean to point at all realtors out there. I know we have a lot of realtors that are listening, but realtors are notorious for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They look for those moments of like, this is how I'm going to show people that I'm a real realtor. And there are better long-term plans and games.
And there are places for that.
Yeah.
You should be proud of your accomplishments. Pre-listing packets, buyer packets, where people are, sizing you up, making sure that you have the goods. Fantastic. Sharing certain things from award ceremonies, I think, is fine too. I'm not trying to say that these things aren't, that you should just not do them all together, although it wouldn't be a bad strategy if you have other things. And here's the reason why most of this stuff happens in the first place too, Garrett. It's because we don't have a plan of how we're going to engage in these forums. So we're like, hey, I got this piece of content. Let me put it out there.
Yeah.
And if that's you, don't feel bad, but maybe just reevaluate that strategy a little bit, or use that as the opportunity to engage other people. If people are commenting on you saying, congratulations, hey, thanks so much, how's your year? Ask a question. Reply with a question. You could do a whole lot. And we'll probably do another episode down the road here in more detail. Just finished reading a book. I know Garrett's reading a book that are related to these topics, and we'll kind of pull some stuff together on that and have we should do an episode on with a better strategy of that stuff. I have some things rolling in my mind. We could probably do a few parts to something to help y'all with things like that. But just for now, I just wanted to highlight that.
And I think in highlighting it, Matt, what's really important is that we're not sitting here saying that if that's the stuff you're putting out, that it's harming your business or hurting your business.
No. It doesn't hurt the business, no.
It doesn't hurt it at all. It doesn't hurt your position. There's just better ways to make your position. There's better ways to build a stronger influence of people that understand what your value is. And again, it's not bad. It's just there are better ways. And that's where I think, Matt, you saying like engage these areas, open up these dialogues, open up these communications. And then again, as I was saying, is that when the opportunities come up where somebody's raving about you, grab it and document it. And there are the right places to help that message come about, whether it's, your social media platform or whether it's somewhere else, but somebody tagging you in something and saying, oh my gosh, I just want to rave about what it was like to work with Matt Bonelli. Like that gets hooked onto you in social media world. Like that all of a sudden travels with you and it creates legs. That stuff's the most valuable pieces you can have out there. So
it truly is, no doubt. Well, there it is. A little quick hit.
I know this was a zinger of an episode of just kind of a quick putting something together. So Matt, I appreciate this topic because I do think that, as you said, there's a lot of people that are sharing a lot out here right now, but maybe we could find some better things to be putting in front of people.
I agree. Obviously.
Obviously. Well, to everybody tuned in today, I want to say thank you so much. If you want to know more about what we got going on, go to ninjaselling.com. You can also learn about the coaching program through there, which Matt and I are both involved in. And from that moving forward, if you want to also learn more about the Facebook community that we have, the Ninja Selling Podcast, just go search for that in Facebook and you will be directed to an amazing group. Matt says it's the fastest growing in the world. I think it's the fastest growing in the universe. I'm going to take it up. It's
Jeez. Yeah. Step it up.
It's amazing to see how many people are coming into that community every single day. And I want to say thank you all for joining us. Hope you're finding value in everything that we are putting out. And if you have anything wonderful you want to say about this and what the podcast does for you, it makes Matt and I enjoy what we do so much, knowing that it's making an impact. So if you want to throw something into the Facebook community, we would appreciate that. If you want to throw any comments into any of the whatever platform you're listening on, we would appreciate that. And just thank you all so much. I hope you have an amazing day out there.
Yes. Echoing that. And thank you, everybody. Have an incredible day. And we'll see you soon, or listen to you soon, or talk to you soon. One of those.
You'll listen to us soon.
There you go. Get you later.
If you enjoyed today's episode and would like more, visit us at theninjasellingpodcast.com.
There you will also find links for more information about ninja selling and coaching. Have an incredible day.